Before we go ahead and move on, had a little bit of fun with that one there. The Jets, they've been so bad. But anyway, before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick time out and welcome you to the video. Got some lines of personal leans out for NFL Week 7. But before we go ahead and dive into some more free content right here on YouTube, just want to quickly remind you once again that we are currently hitting at 65% our last 21 crowd pleaser teasers on patreon.com/Brock Page. And of course, if you want to gain access to those plays, access to that content costs just $4.99. Access to the crowd pleaser teaser costs just $9.99. We're also hitting at 63% our last 25 picks in that very same category as well. Once again, we currently have over 795 members signed up and active on that site. And if you want to join them and get in on the action, link for that site is in the description section below. And once again, that's patreon.com/Brock Page. Always laugh at the Jets. Got a good friend who's a Jets fan, and he always says, Jets, Jets, just end the season. But anyway, moving on. Let's take a look at Dallas, Washington, 1 p.m. East. And we got ourselves a good old-fashioned pick'em contest with the total at 46 points. Wilson and Martin are questionable for the Cowboys. Brandon Knight is out. Meanwhile, on the Washington side, Charles, Wright, Sharp, and Golden are on the injury report. Now, the Washington football team's coming fresh off a loss to the terrible New York Football Giants. And that was a 20-19 loss and a bonehead move by Ron Rivera, going for 2 for the win. Little does he know, a tie is just as good as a win in the NFC East this year. Dude, just kick the PAT and go into overtime, Ron. But anyway, still love you, Ron, and one of my favorite coaches in the league. Having said that, though, that was a terrible coaching decision. Seems like NFL coaches have a really tough time deciphering whether to go for 2 or not. They do. They struggle more than college coaches making that call. But anyway, the football team's currently on a 5-game losing streak, and they gave up 30 points or more in 4 out of those 5 losses. Washington's won just 1 out of their 3 contests in Landover, and they failed to cover the point spread in 2 out of those 3 contests. Now, this Washington defense is allowing 130 yards a game on the ground. Zeke just might be eating this Sunday if he can hang on to the football. But sadly, as disparaging as these numbers have been for this Washington defense, it's actually the offense where the true problem lies in Washington. They rank in the bottom 3 in the league in scoring, last in rushing. The football team scores just 18 points a game, and they rush for less than 83 yards per contest. One of the worst rushing teams in Washington I've seen in some time. Now, Antonio Gibson, don't know if you ever heard of him, but he's their leading rusher right now, and he's averaging less than 3.9 yards per carry. In this group of Washington quarterbacks, who knows who'll play this week, they have been sacked 24 times thus far in this season. Washington is in the bottom 3 in the league in yards per play. They are taking on a Dallas squad who's got a completely new look to them because of the Dak Prescott injury. Having said that, though, if Zeke can hang on to the ball, like I said earlier, just keep in mind he's rushed for over 410 yards, and he's got 5 rushing touchdowns on the ground. And, you know, if Mike McCarthy can get a respectable offensive game plan going, he does have 2 receivers with over 495 receiving yards apiece already in Cooper and Lamb. So keep those things in mind. Now, total-wise, it's once again a new-look Dallas team who I'm fairly convinced won't put up the numbers they previously did with Dak. I can almost guarantee that. Matter of fact, Dallas's first full game without Dak fell 8 points below the posted total. Meanwhile, Washington, on the other side, their last 2 straight fell under the number as well. So with all that said and done, I'm going to go ahead and lean toward the Dallas Cowboys winning this one outright in the under 46 points in that contest. All right, next matchup, certainly a game I'm looking forward to. I'm talking about the Seahawks squaring off against the Cardinals, 4:05 p.m. Eastern start time. Now, the Seahawks are the 3-point favorite. Total's 55 and a hook. And if you like the Cardinals